Today I can present to you a quick follow-along routine that you can do when you come home from work after a long day of sitting at the desk to loosen up the joints, but also to calm down your nervous system. If you enjoy it or if you have any questions, please leave feedback in the comments. If you want to support us and our channel, it would be really amazing if you could share it with people who you think might benefit from our videos. Enjoy the routine and see you next time. Stand at the top of your mat and drop your chin to your chest. We're starting with slow circles of the neck. Only go as far in each direction as you feel comfortable and as if your muscles are supporting you in the position. After 2 circles in one direction, change direction and circle slowly around. Try to breathe calmly through your nose during this exercise. And raise one arm over your head. From there, internally rotate and lower all the way back. And again, internally rotate even more and lift it back up. Don't sway out to the side, but stay straight. Then externally rotate and go all the way back to the top and back down. So we're trying to do these circles as controlled as possible, not moving with our thoracic spine or turning your upper body in one direction or the other. So really work at your end range here. Change the side, raise the left arm overhead, internally rotate your arm, lower all the way back, then try to internally rotate even more and lift back into extension, then externally rotate and raise your arm back overhead and all the way down. Another one, lift the arm, internally rotate, go all the way down, internally rotate even more, extend the arm all the way back, and then externally rotate and come back overhead and to the front. Interlace your fingers and do circles in both directions, and afterwards press your palms against each other and then stretch your fingers a couple of times. And after that we're going to do controlled rotations in your wrist. So grab your forearm and do circles in the wrist going to your end range of motion. 2 times in one direction and 2 times in the other. The goal of this exercise is to keep your fingers straight all the time and not compensate the movement with your forearm, so you really isolate it to the wrist. When you did 2 circles in each direction on the first hand, change to the second hand and do 2 circles on the other side in each direction. Then you close your feet together and tuck your chin to your chest and slowly roll down vertebrae by vertebrae into a forward fold. Really take your time here, and when you're at the bottom, you interlock your fingers behind your back and stretch your shoulders. Just hang in there. Let gravity assist you in the stretch. Release your hands and then slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae again to standing. Next we're doing controlled articular rotations at the hips. Lift one knee and open into external rotation, circle through the outside and then go into internal rotation of the thigh and go the same way back into external rotation and lower the knee. Do this 2 times. The goal is here to keep your hips as still as possible. After 2 times, change sides, lift the knee into external rotation, circle over the outside to the back, internal rotation over the outside to the front into external rotation, and then repeat the circle over the side, internal rotation, go over the side into external rotation and step your foot to the floor. Then you inhale, raise the arms overhead and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest and exhale, step into a plank. Lower your knees to the floor, lower down into chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, release the hands from the floor, and exhale into downward facing dog. Check your hands if you have your fingers spread, and then from here do some movements with your shoulders. You can do circles in one direction and then try the other direction, and you can also do little steps staying in one place with your feet to loosen up the backside of your legs. Step forward on your next inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, raise your arms over your head, and exhale into starting position. One more. Inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, step into plank. Lower all the way down. Try it without knees on the floor. Inhale into a cobra passive stretch, and then exhale into downward facing dog. Stay here and breathe calmly. Next, lower your knees to the floor from this down dog, and we're going to do something like cat-cow, but a little bit different. Start in the cow, and then start at your pelvis, rolling in vertebrae by vertebrae through your spine. The last part that moves is your head. And then start at your hips again, go into an extension of your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, and create spinal waves through your body. Finish your last wave, and from there push back into downward facing dog. From here you want to step your left leg forwards and get into a short lunge with the back knee on the floor. We're going to stretch our hip flexors, so you push your hip forward and don't arch your back. Stay here and breathe a couple of times, really engaging the glute of the back leg and pushing forward. Put your hands to the floor, push back in downward facing dog, and then take the right leg forward into the small lunge. Again, we're stretching the other side of the hip flexors. Really try to not arch your back, push your pelvis forward, engage the glute of the back leg. Put your hands onto the mat and step into a plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, we're going to kneel down from this position. Extend both arms to the front. Pull one elbow back, rotate your upper body and look over the back elbow. The fingertips of the front arm and the elbow of the back arm are both pulling away from each other hard. Avoid twisting at the hips to really keep it in your thoracic spine. Then you change side, pull one elbow back, and this elbow and the front hand, they pull away from each other. Breathe calmly while you stay in this position. Exit the position again and sit back onto your butt. Put your hands behind you, and then you open your chest and go into a little back bend. If you want to, you can let your head hang back, but if it feels uncomfortable, just keep it looking forward and breathe into your chest. Really expand your rib cage. If this is enough for you, stay in this position a bit longer, or you can come high on your knees and lower back into camel position, Ustrasana. While you go back, always imagine a thread is pulling you up to the ceiling, and you keep your glutes engaged, core engaged, and breathe into the chest, really expand it there. Keep on breathing. And with an inhale, lift yourself out of the position again. Sit your hips back, and then quickly Take a little bit of rest in child's pose, supporting your forehead with your hands, and breathe calmly. Come out of the position again. From here, step into a plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk in small steps next to your hands and squat down. Keep your heels on the ground if you can, or lift them if you can't, and wiggle a little bit from side to side before you sit back onto your butt. Take the heels apart a little bit in front of you, open the legs, and engage your glutes hard to really pull the legs more open. If you look closely, you can see that I activate so hard in this position that my legs actually shake a little bit. That's how much I want you to engage your glutes. We finish with a breathing exercise, so pause the video to check out my hand position. And then close one nostril, inhale through the open one, change sides, and exhale through the other nostril. Inhale through this nostril again, change sides, and exhale through the first nostril again. Inhale through this nostril, change sides, and exhale, and so on. Do this breathing for at least 10 times, or if you want, you can do it longer, and then take a final rest in Shavasana.